let's talk about restaurants, the restaurant sector, the restaurant industry. It feels like everything we were worried about has come to pass. In other words, we talked to people in the restaurant industry, and our assessment together, I believe, I don't want to put words in your mouth, was if you don't take this opportunity to change, you're going to be in big trouble. And they are losing people like you won't believe. You mentioned I was in Banff. I went everywhere was looking for people. The restaurants were only half open. Like you'd go and, hey, sorry, it's an hour to get a seat. Well, I see 20 seats. Yeah, we don't have a server. Like that's right. That's the problem. But then I went to all the cannabis stores, the retail cannabis stores. They were the only stores in Banff that had no help wanted signs on them. I'm like, so there's Canna Cabana, and there is Spirit Leaf and two or three other locals. And I said, well, how come you guys have fully staffed and nobody else is? Where are you getting your people? Because like, where are they coming from? They go, oh yeah, they're coming from the restaurants. Oh,
that's interesting. So their retention rate is high.
Yeah.
Get it?
Oh, good one. Look at you.
Thank you. All
right. Look at you. You still got it, man.
But your observation about the cannabis sector is really interesting. I've never, I don't visit cannabis stores personally, just so you know, but it is an interesting observation. I think perhaps employees are looking for, better working conditions, pleasant working conditions. And let's face it, the restaurant business, as you just pointed out implicitly, doesn't really offer great conditions. And I've always, I mean, there's been this ongoing debate about the market being oversupplied with too many restaurants. I mean, it has come up quite a lot in the last year or so. So maybe this great reset is about reducing the number of restaurants so we can, take a step back and reconfigure the entire industry. And I'm wondering whether or not there's some truth to that. I've never been about quotas or seeing cities setting up like some sort of numbers. I'm absolutely against that. But I do believe that right now the question actually has a little bit more value than it used to.
Yeah. Now, well, the barriers. I was thinking the barriers to entry in the restaurant business can be lower, right? Get a space, start cooking. Everybody thinks they can cook. Yeah, including me, by the way. So all the listeners should check out my new YouTube site, Last Request Barbecue. I got to get that.
I'm actually shocked you don't have a patio yet in front of your house with all the barbecues that you have. I'd actually line up to go eat at your place.
And listen, I'll be talking about that a bit later. We got plans. Anyway, I don't want to beat up on the restaurant industry, particularly when they're down. And to be fair, many operators are fantastic operators that offer, that offer great careers. And we don't want to tar them all with the same brush or create some kind of stigma.
It's the family casual part of the industry that really, I think, needs to be thought about. I mean, there are a lot of chains out there. A lot of chains offering the same food, maybe at a different price, but they have the same supplier. You know this, Michael. I mean, basically, when you look at the entire supply chain, if you go from one restaurant to another, you end up with the same food. Is that something we want?
You know who talked about that? One of our guests, Alexander Gill, who we've talked to, one of the best food reviewers, restaurant reviewers in the country. I love the way she writes. It is highlighting this she's back reviewing, and her latest review is like all these big chains have the organizational, operational horsepower to make it through the pandemic, to hire people to do these things, but it starts to be the homogenization of the experience. So this is a bit of the challenge. We got to get the rest.
I think it's a valuable question to ask at this point.
Well, I think what we got to do is we got to get the president of Restaurants Canada back on the mic. And check in and see how it's going. So look forward to that. Anyway, listen, a great episode. I think we could talk for a lot longer than this. It's kind of a pile of fun. Lots of catching up to do. Lots more great content ahead.